Sorry it's windy out here, but it is what it is. It's cold, it's Florida, and it's Thursday. Thursday following Thanksgiving. And I'm on lunch. I've been successfully getting about 2.3 miles in at lunch. And that's without coming back being a ball sweat, just by maintaining I think I've been doing about a 17-minute mile, 18-minute mile. So doing a 17, 18-minute mile allows me to get in 2 miles without going back to the office and completely stinking everybody out from sweat. I do break a little bit of sweat, but I'm not going back with, soaked shirts, and I do change my shirt and put on some deodorant at the office. But yeah, posted the first video. Thanks to those of you who watched it. I did get someone to reach out to me saying they need to lose some weight and wanted to know about shoes and all that. So in this next scene, we'll talk about running shoes and plantar fasciitis and all that stuff, which I'm no expert in, but I suffer from. Can't believe it is December 11th already. Where's the time going? I have been walking every day, essentially, unless it's pouring down rain. I'm walking, or if I think Thursday to get my hair cut, I'm walking. I'm averaging about 2 miles a day, every day of the week. And so I think the next video we're going to talk about some shoes, because I got an email with questions about shoes. So it is Wednesday. I am out doing my daily walk. I did not walk yesterday because I had to work through lunch to go to the dentist early. And I didn't get to work out after work because after I got home I made dinner and then had to go back to work. So I was at work from 7:30 to 10. So by the time I got home, I just said the hell with it. Actually, no, that's a lie. I got home at 9:15. And I thought, well, maybe I can go running because I run at 9:30 o'clock at night a lot here in Florida because of the damn heat. But I decided against it, figure I'd make a rest day. So here it is Wednesday, putting in my 2 miles at lunch. And then I'm probably going to try to run 3 to 4 miles tonight. So we'll see how it works out. What's up, y'all? It's Saturday. We're in Florida. We got this big nor'easter blowing in.
And we are now within that window of time where all cells are being watched for at least the possibility of going strong to severe.
It's been raining heavy and then soft and then heavy and then soft all day long. So I can't go out kayak fishing. And even though I walked 2 miles at work every day this week, there was 2 days, Monday to, actually I don't think I did any extra work activities. For one day I did 4 miles on the mixed fitness bike. So I'm behind on my miles, and so I said to myself, the weather sucks, I don't feel like running, so what a better way to force myself into some discomfort and then run in the mud on top of that in your new shoes. And I don't have a plan for how many miles I'm doing. Now the reason I'm walking is because what I found out last Sunday when I just tried to run an easy 3 miles without going to work, thus not walking the 2 miles at lunch, that those 3 miles were very painful for me because of my newly acquired feet condition, which I think is undiagnosed plantar fasciitis. And so what occurred to me is that on the weekdays when I run after work, it's easier to run and less painful to run because of the 2 miles I'd already put on my feet and ankles during my walk to work day. That's kind of warming myself up, if you will. And so what I'm doing now is I'm forcing myself to walk a mile at least, hopefully 2 miles. And after I hit mile 2, I'll actually start running, and actually starting my run at that point, but I am tracking all of it. So I'm expecting it to downpour. As I was standing in my garage looking out, it was downpouring. But by the time I went in and got everything on, it's stopped raining, but you can tell by the clouds not going anywhere. So yeah, why not force yourself to exercise in crappy weather? Don't let anything be an excuse. Okay, so I'm going to hold the camera this way because it's easier for me to hold the camera while maintaining the pace. When I turn sideways, I got to extend my arm even further. By doing this, I can just use my arm as a tripod. I got another 1.25 miles of my forced march before I will allow myself to run. So I wanted to try to hammer something out I've been working on with you guys. As a runner, a jogger, a speed walker, someone who's using forward momentum as a form of exercise and weight loss and sustaining in health, our whole goal is to lock in at a pace and not reduce that speed. It allows our body to go into overdrive, if you will, or autopilot, and it allows our brain to think of different things and process through life problems, and we're getting multiple benefits out of our exercise. But while we're doing this, we still have to remain situationally aware to know what's going on, and brings up my next point. As a runner, jogger, or walker, and the driver of an automobile, when our paths meet during this exchange, we both are taking place in a social construct of community. And that is, the driver's going to want to turn into a driveway, an entrance, or a road that I'm coming up on. They will pause and allow me time to cross said entranceway without slowing down my pace and allowing me to maintain my exercise. That is the driver's role in this communal relationship as a productive member of society. Now, our role as runners, joggers, walkers, to be a constructive member of society, our role is to walk a little faster, maybe go into a short little jog if we're jogging, speed up our run so that we get across that entrance way quicker, so that the person who's waiting on you can move on with their day a little faster than if you maintain your slow movement. So thus we have this relationship, this little interaction that is beneficial to both parties. But what happens is, nowadays, no one's using their turn signals. And so when I'm walking my 2 miles at lunch, people will come up, and I've walked past a lot of businesses, thus past a lot of entranceways. These cars will come up and they'll just stop in the middle of the street. And then it'll occur to me, oh, they want to turn in here. But they didn't notify me that they wanted to turn in here. And so here they are, reluctantly participating in their role in this communal relationship that we have. But I cannot participate because they did not allow me to know what their intentions were. Just for me to participate by speeding up, allowing them not to have to wait on me longer. Kind of like when someone holds the door for you at the gas station, you tend to jog in so they're not waiting there holding the door forever. It's just a polite thing to do. It has occurred to me that we as a society gotten so narcissistic that we don't use our turn signals anymore. Now, I know naturally you're going to want to say, Don, well, wait a minute. Narcissists are people who want the world to recognize them, pay attention to them. And what is a turn signal more than a light that says, hey, look at me, here's what I'm doing? And I would say yes. In the root sense of narcissism, that would be correct. But in modern day narcissism, with social media and assholes walking around the neighborhood recording videos like I'm doing, our narcissism has shot way past that to the point of, this is my world, this is my society, this is my community. Everyone should love me so much that they're sit around in anticipation, waiting to see what I do next. Therefore, I'm not going to turn on my turn signal to allow people around me to know what my intentions are. I'm going to mirror it to them. And so, people aren't turning on their turn signals because they just don't think about the world around them. Me as a guy running down the street, blocking them from getting to where they're going, or my path of my forward momentum is that, look, turn on your turn signal. I can do my role. I can run a little quicker. I can wave you on. And we both can get on with our day and not be impacted by a stranger for longer than it needs to be. So that's what I think about sometimes when I'm walking 2 miles at lunch. And I just hit lap 1. So thanks for letting me burn through that. I got another mile to walk before I allow myself to run. We'll be back. Here's something else I do to myself for training purposes that I suggest you guys do. Here's a few things while I catch my breath. I'm on the other side of the street, and including turn lanes, that's a 7-lane thoroughfare. So way back there, about a mile back, when I was still feeling good, I forced myself to cross the street knowing damn well that the next crosswalk wouldn't be for a mile away. So that when I got halfway down, I couldn't just say, hell with this, I'm sore, I'm going home, hang hard. In order to get to that hard right, I had to walk an additional half a mile, cross the street, walk a half mile up, then hang that hard left and go home. So force yourself early to deviate the path. Now obviously don't deviate your path to where you're going to get yourself in trouble if you get injured. But putting yourself on the other side of a major road, you're just going to have to hobble an extra half a mile to get to the crosswalk or wait for traffic to die down and jaywalk. But yeah, do that. The other thing I suggest, if you're new to this, short-term goals. Lots and lots of short-term goals. No one expects you just to leave your house and just go run 3 miles non-stop without a breather. You got to work your way into that. So when I'm running and I want to stop and start walking, I look around and I say, okay, don't stop walking now. Why don't you make run to the next stop sign? When you get to the stop sign, you start running, walking, and then get your breath back, start running again, and rinse and repeat. So as you're learning to run and you want to stop to start walking, force yourself to run to that next car, or that next mailbox, that next stop sign. And then you'll notice that your run segments get longer and your walk segments get shorter. So what I'm doing now is I'm actually going to switch up my playlist. I'm 3 miles in, did a 2 mile walk, 1 mile run, but I was listening to Zach Bryan and other similar artists, which is slow. So now I'm going to switch over to the Dead South, which is similar genre music, but a faster tempo, because they introduce banjos, and then every once in a while they'll throw in like a Dropkick Murphys or a I'm a blank, and other more punk sounding bands to speed up the tempo to encourage me to speed up my tempo. So try that as well. When you're ready to pick up your speed and you're wanting some influence from an external source, change your music up to something faster pace. I wouldn't recommend starting out with faster pace. Once again, we'll force ourselves to walk 2 miles. So now that we're ready to run, let's pick up the pace. Shout out to the fine cats at Top of Smoothie for being my impromptu aid station, if you will. Got down there, had about a quarter bottle of Gatorade left. So I walked in there and just asked for some ice. They didn't put water in there, figured that should melt. Did the restroom. So got ice cold Gatorade, got my tank empty. I'm about 4.5 miles into it. I think I might run a circle around here or so just to get to 5 miles so that I can try to force myself to run 5 miles back and turn this into a 10-mile day. Or push it, meander around, try to get 6 miles down here and turn this into a half K day, half marathon time I get back and run 6 miles back. But in order to do that, I'd have to actually run 3 miles down here because it's only a 3-mile trip back. So I don't know, I was gonna keep on running. Rain's starting to pick up, it's not too bad yet. It's actually cooling me down and it reminded me that, hey stupid, you're going out running. Even if it wasn't raining, when you come back, you're gonna be soaking wet from all the sweat. So at least this helps keep me cool. See you in a bit. So I hit 6 miles. Rain's really starting to come down. So on the sidewalk. Well, give you guys a general idea for those of you who just watch my channel in general. On that side of the canal, down there on that seawall, is where I caught the 3.5-pound bass last week. There we go. Yeah, buddy. Look at that fucking hog. But that's not why I'm here. I'm not here to brag. Share another tip video. So I got my camel pack honey bottle. Currently enjoying the butterfly in that. I'm just at 6 miles, so I'm going to reach into my mystery pack here. And it's already open. I thought they were already closed. Apparently I already have an open pack. There's something in there. Oh, I have an open pack of gushers, but we won't break into that. We already saw some fruit snacks. Now, to add more hatred and difficulty, before I started this, I actually ate Domino's pizzas and garlic nuts about an hour before I started running. But anyhow, I'm 6 miles in. I burnt through the energy from the garlic nuts and the pizza. So I'm going to break into some Welch's fruit snacks. Which, by the way, are getting harder and harder to open. I don't know if it's getting weaker or these fruit snacks are getting stronger, but I'm maybe asking for so much. I got them open on these. Go back under the bridge again to the other side, finish going the last one, butterfly and that. And figure out how to make a long, straight home. That's what I'm What's up, everybody? We're at 8.87 miles. I want to take a chance to get a breather. More importantly, I want to show you guys this area. It looks like a hellscape. I can almost come down here and put on my Marine Corps World War II uniform and do some Okinawa or some Palu recreation. Sorry, my lens is all blurry, but train out here. For those of you who've been around for a while, back with my OCR training days, and still my Savage Anywhere, you probably will not recognize any of this. But this is, in fact, the street that I pushed the 1943 Willys up and down for, I think, a total of 2,000 yards. What's up, everybody? We're out here where I go kayaking at. And we're going to merge both the What's the Scuttlebutt podcast road world content with the crazy fitness stuff I've been doing. Speaking of slow and steady, I forgot to start my watch, which happens more often than not. So, for those of you checking my time at home, I didn't start until halfway through. But yeah, I want to show you this, how things have changed in short years. The city of Cape Coral has basically taken over all this property, and they're supposed to be building some sort of community park or something. Right now it's kind of turned into a dump where all the people who can't afford to take their stuff to the dump come dump their crap. So now we got all these pretty signs on every single street. This is no dumping allowed. And the only reason I know all this is because there's a boat ramp down here. This is the boat ramp to Lake Mead. This is the boat ramp, for those of you who watch my fishing videos, where you saw the Nissan floating in the water. Oh, you want to pull the depth finder out of the water? Nah, we're good. Oh, that sucks. And when I get down there close to the boat ramp, I'll show you. So yeah, this whole area I've been walking and running and exercising in for years, and it's turned into a hellscape. I gotta keep an eye on my Garmin. My battery's running down. Little heads up, if you guys have a 4-year-old Garmin and you're gonna go do a long run, turn your pulse off because it burns the battery down. It's been screaming at me for low battery for a while, so I gotta keep an eye on it. So when it dies, I can switch over to Strava. Catch you all soon. So as promised, coming up on the boat ramp now. I am at mile 9. There's another beautiful no dumping sign allowed. And it occurred to me, not only is this the boat ramp that you guys saw in my fishing videos where the Nissan Maxima was floating because they thought they were going to pull a jet ski out of a sandy boat ramp with it. This is also the same boat ramp where I came across the Santeria sacrifice. Well, Santeria prayer site with the goat's head and the chicken head and the entrails and all that gross stuff. So yeah, a lot of fun things happen at this boat ramp in my neighborhood. Of the chicken. Look at this. There's the body of the chicken. Okay, Garmin died at mile 9. I just put a mile in on the Strava. So we're at mile 10. I don't know if you can see right now. I was getting my camera out. I wanted to get it out so you guys can see the conditions out here. I know I was talking about it being a nor'easter earlier. Messed up. Alright, camera. As hell. Got rain grinding all over the place. I just want you guys to experience what I'm rolling in. So mile 10, that's the other mile 10. 2 miles to go. So I'm going to run all the way down to that main thoroughfare, turn around and come back. It's going to probably give me 4.5 miles time this is all said and done. So I'll be back. Okay, got a little under half a mile to go and I'm dying. And let me tell you why. So, as you guys remember, I got the 6 miles down the end of the road. I said, cool, I'm at 6 miles. All I gotta do is make a long run home. I can have 6 miles, and then time to get back, I'll be 12 miles in. And at some point, I convinced myself that that'd be a half marathon. Got excited. And then my Garmin died at mile 9. And I had to start my Strava. Got to mile 10. I'm like, sweet, 2 more miles. Got to mile 11. It's like, sweet, 1 more mile. And right as soon as I hit to mile 12, it occurred to me, hey, stupid, half marathon's 13.1 miles. You should know you ran one before. Okay, not a big deal. Anybody can run a mile. So I forced myself to run in that mile. So I'm looking at my Strava, and I'm getting ready to hit mile 3. I'm at mile 3, 13 miles, half marathon. Oh shit. My Garmin died at mile 9, which means mile 1 on the Strava is mile 10. Mile 2 would be mile 11. Mile 3 would be mile 12. So in order to get 13 miles, thus a half marathon, Strava has to get to mile 4. So right now, and so after I had already convinced myself, I just had to move my finish line a mile to get to mile 13, which was technically mile 12. Right as I was going to hit my finish line for the second time, I had to kick it around the road another mile. And that fucks with you mentally. And so now we're getting close to coming up on the real mile 13, which would be mile 4 on the Strava. So I'll see you when we're done. Okay, I did it. Got the 4.1 miles on the Strava, which is 13.1 overall. I did it. I'm struggling. I definitely don't regret my clothing choice now. When I first started, I thought maybe it was crazy because I got running tights on, I've got running shorts on, a sock hat primarily to cover my ears to keep the earbuds from falling out, but also because I knew it was chilly. Got a running shirt on, and then a Russell brand running jacket. I'll tell you what, after the rain came in, I got completely drenched and the sun went down. It got chilly. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out this long. Please like, subscribe, share us with a friend, and we'll see you on part 3. I'm gonna go pass out and figure out what we're having for dinner.
This has been a Digital 410 production.